All right. I got to start assembling the engine from that white car. I'm going to start tearing it all apart to do the pistons, rings, bearings, and especially the head. I got to do the valves and the valve seals. And Joseph is going to do this. There was a misunderstanding with Darren. I was waiting on Darren to bring more parts, and he was waiting on me, and I was waiting on him. So he had told me all he wanted was just to pull the engine the way it is, or the swap the way it is, to shove it in his hatchback. And I thought he said he wanted to go turbo, and he said while it was out, let's might as well do the oil pump and ARP heads. That's what I was waiting on, and I must have not read the message right when he said I'm not gonna worry about that. Let's just pull the swap out and put it in my car the way it is. And that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna do that, and Joseph's gonna tackle this out. We're just pulling the swap out, and then we're trashing this car, and then we're bringing the other EM2 that I got at the auction, and we're doing the same thing, pulling the swap out and junking the car. These EM2s, I posted them. Nobody buys parts for EM2s usually, because you guys all know that 1.7s are crappy engines, so a lot of people, they just junk them. I've seen nicer EM2s at the junkyard with a blown engine or transmission probably, so nobody really fixes them. So I'm just gonna throw them away, and that's what the plan is. So that's what we're gonna do. He's gonna do that. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna dig into that, the short block and the head. I'm gonna take it all apart and then refreshing everything up, assemble it, and shove it back in that car. So that's what the plan is. All right, this is a TSX K24A2 with a Type S 6-speed transmission, but the transmission is bad in it. I believe third and fourth are bad in it, but I have another one. And the whole deal with this is I have to make it run. I have to put it on and make it run on what's his name's car, Darren's. So it should be in there pretty fast. He bought the power steering delete kit, so we're gonna delete the power steering. We're gonna try to tuck it in a little bit more. Obviously pressure wash it, get it all cleaned. And then Joseph started, I don't know why he did it that way, but rookie, all he had to do was, it doesn't have an ECU, all he had to do was pull the harness out, engine harness out. And yeah, so this car is, like I said, we're just gonna throw it away. We're not gonna fix anything from it. We just wanted it for the swap, and yeah. So I'm all done with it. Probably throw you guys a time lapse when I'm cleaning it up, getting the other. I have to do the same thing to the other EM2, the one that I got from the auction. I have to pull everything out because these two cars are gonna go to the junk. I don't want to see them in the yard. Parts don't sell. We've had one before, and parts don't sell. From that other EM2, I'm gonna pull out the shifter harness and the transmission, made it to this one, and bring Darren's hatch and throw him in there, get it running, because he wants to start racing it this season. Yeah, I busted that TPS because of that. So yeah, got to replace that. I have a few of them laying around. That's not a big deal. Just put it on, calibrate it. All right, the engine, it's all apart. That D series, it's completely apart, like all torn apart. One of the things I noticed in this engine was the bearings, the rod bearings were kind of worn out, so it's a good thing we're replacing them. But the main bearings are not. The main bearings are like super clean. You can see those. There's not a scratch on them. But the rod bearings are a different story. You can see the copper was already starting to show. So it's a good thing he decided to do this. The cylinder walls, they look somewhat, you can still see the cross hatches on them, but regardless, I got the rebuild kit. I'm gonna go ahead and hit him with the stones and not bore him but hone him. And then I got everything ready to go. The cylinder head, I got all the valves off right there. So I gotta wire brush them and then put them back in order. It's kind of a tedious job because you got to do one at a time, grind them with the paste, and wherever you grind them, that's where it's gonna sit, that's where it has to stay. So one at a time until you knock them all out. But yeah, it was a good running engine. The only thing is the piston, the only thing was it was smoking. So we're gonna do the rings, and I'm gonna do the oil pump, and I'm gonna do the main important is the rings and the valve seals. So I think that's gonna be the main important, because other than that, the car ran good. And the oil pump, I don't know why, but this thing turns the oil very, very dark. So it's signs. A lot of signs is that they don't do the oil change on it, or it was burning a lot of oil, so they were just adding oil, and there was always burnt oil in it. That's what I think it was happening. That's why the oil is so dark, because he did say he smoked a lot. And yeah, that's why I think that's what the issue was. Did pretty good. We had to move the cars around. Darren's push it back. That white one, the EM2, shoved it back in there. And now we're taking this one back into the shop. And it was good because we had to drag them around. Back then we would struggle, especially because they're uphill. We can't really do much when you try to push them uphill. So that thing came handy. That's how it turned out after we did all the pimping. It does really good for what we wanted. It's not a daily thing. We just every now and then, but it turned out really good. I like the outcome. The bucket, we still got to fix the bucket. We don't know if I'm gonna get another one or if we're gonna fix this one. So I'm not sure what to do with it. I was gonna paint it black, but then to add the forks, I saw some that they hook on the bottom, but you're limited. And since we want to move the cars around, I kind of want to reinforce it on top so we can use the L forks. So they sit like this, and the other ones, they just attach into this, but it's not very thick, so I think we're limited. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But it runs good. Everything seems to be fine. It's all practice. And this one's the $500 one auction. It's a base model, a K28.3 with a 6-speed Type S transmission. We're gonna go ahead and pull the whole swap out because, like I said, I'm gonna junk this one and the white one. I'm gonna post that suspension up for sale online and see if somebody grabs that. But yeah, you can see the body's pretty banged up, pretty trashed. So pull the whole swap out, put it on pallets, and order those K-series parts because we're probably gonna start grenading them this year. This one has a 6-puck. I think it's a 6-puck. Yeah, it is a 6-puck. Unsprung. Yeah, this one doesn't have springs. It's a 6-puck. It's a 6-puck unsprung clutch. This one's out of the EM2. This one's a K24A2, and then the K28.3 also has a 6-puck. It looks like an Action, but I don't know. And this one has an aluminum, not an aluminum, but a light flywheel also. So yeah. And this one's a good one, and that one is the one that I'm gonna probably pop open. Something's wrong with that one. It was 3rd and 4th, I believe. It's 3rd and 4th gear that was wrong or bad. So we're just gonna put this one back over there, and then take off the power steering pump, and then do the whole bracket like that one. That one has it, but Darren bought a new one, and that's it. Oh, and take off the fuel rail because he says he bought a fuel rail and a fuel pressure regulator, and shove it back in there. That's pretty much it. Should be a quick, easy thing. Okay, so we got everything in. Sam, Vince, and Joseph, we've been doing it all together. We got it all in. We struggled a little bit with the post mount. We had because this is an innovative bracket, so we had to shim it a little bit, not a lot, it's just a little bit. Everything in it else went smooth. We got the charge harness. It's all done. The battery's gonna go here. Battery's gonna go right there. That's the positive, and then we're gonna ground the negative right now. Joseph is working on the brake booster, line, and I've been struggling on the. I don't know if missing something. But I'm not missing anything because I just opened it up. This Jackspania brand fuel, Jackspania racing fuel regulator. I got it all up in there. I couldn't find the bolts that go here. You need like Allen ones. I tried the thread is I don't know the size, but it's let's say a 12mm bolt. You put it on there, but obviously you can't because it's very reduced. So I got it all in there, and then what we started noticing is they didn't send the caps. They didn't send anything on the ends. They did send these. I don't know what these are for, but they don't do me any good. It's got some caps. I don't know if they messed up and they sent the wrong ones, but whatever they did, Darren is pretty much screwed now because we can't use them. That's all that comes with it. That's all they send, and their point is they don't fit. It's a different size. Nothing fits. See? You see this? It's not the same. The caps are not the same. Another thing I found out is I had it in there already, and then it has a hole in the bottom, I don't know if it's for a fuel pressure regulator or what, but that's not gonna do us any good. Now we have to close one end, find the threads for the other one, and now I'm gonna have to deal with that hole. I don't know what it's for. Apparently it has these little screws. I think either they're for that or those little screws are for this. I don't know where these goes. I don't know nothing about it. All I know is that I don't have the fittings. They're not gonna work. And yeah, I don't know what to do with it. So I went on my rack and I found me this one's another case here that I had laying around, and this one seems like it might work. And anyways, these caps actually, nope, they won't fit either. I'm gonna say those caps will fit over here, but not even that. Nope. So I feel more comfortable using this. I'm gonna see if I can find some fittings, and if I can use this one, I'll probably use this one. And if not, I'm just gonna tell Darren he has to buy another one. I don't think he wants to use the stock one because the stock one will fit. We found out that, well, we already mounted the fuel pressure regulator, so we can get away with the stock one. all we gotta do is just use the fitting. The fuel pressure regulator is already mounted, but we're waiting on this. But there, you're done or what?
Yes, I just need to put a zip tie here.
Oh, so it stays.
Yes, so
it stays like that.
Out of the way of this too.
The shifters, yeah. Yeah, the axles are in. Both axles, half shaft, everything's already in. The header's in. The header's gonna be good because it's B-band right underneath the subframe, so we can continue back from there because it's gonna be loud. I have to tell him he has to either order an exhaust, or I think he said he has an exhaust for it, so he has to bring it over. The headlights are mounted. He also has to buy the corner lights because they're missing. The bumpers on the back, we're gonna mount that, and then I don't know what he's gonna do with the radiator. Previously, this car was K-swap, so I remember I moved the bracket. That bracket, I moved it. So that bracket, it was on this side, and I moved it more this way, so the radiator fits or mounts. So that's not gonna be an issue, and it's just one hose there, and then the other one here. That's easy fix. So it's pretty much 60-70% done. The wire harness is still on the EM2 because the rookie over there took off the harness.
Oh yeah.
He could have. Yeah. Well, that was on the EM2, the silver one.
Yep.
On that silver EM2, this Negro comes over and chops the charge harness.
Yeah, that one. I cut the leg that goes to the starter, huh?
He cut those. So easy fix. MR2 is gonna get taken apart. We're just gonna exchange it. He said he can fix it. Well, fix it in your car. And yeah, we just need the charge harness. But the charge harness is already done. But the engine harness is still on the EM2. But it's easy, plug and play, and then you guys know it goes in there. And then Darren has the sub for the sub harness. The sub harness is already here, so same thing, just plug and play, and it should be done. If it wasn't for that fuel rail that's giving us issues, we would have it running tonight. But tonight, who fights?
Dude, I have no idea.
Yeah, some Mexican boxers fight, and we're gonna go spend time with family. Oh, and the shifter cable's in the box, but that should be easy thing too. The rest, it's really easy. The hardest thing, it was what we did, the harness and all that. The rest, it's really easy. And we still need we need to take it off. It's on the EM2, the clutch line, the slave with the clutch line. The pedal's already done, and we're gonna bring the throttle from the EM2 as well, the throttle cable, the one that on the one where he was mounted on that white one. And and then the battery. Put the battery, and strap it down, and it's pretty much done. So I need to call Darren, and I need to shoot him a message or call him and tell him he needs to bring that exhaust. And what is he going to do with the fuel rail? And what else? I think that's it. Exhaust and fuel rail. That's all. The only thing that's holding us back right now. So, but yeah, so far so good. It should come out clean. So yeah, just a quick heads up, if you guys ever planning on buying this Jackspania thing, I don't know, I'm really lost. I mean, it fits good. It doesn't have the ports on the side, they don't fit. That was one thing. And then I don't know what the bottom is for. It's not threaded in the middle, it's threaded in the sides, but they didn't send anything to cap it off with, or what goes there. I have no idea. Maybe the stock fuel pressure regulator. I doubt it. And that's just spare parts or fittings for the what's it called? The fuel pressure regulator. So I mean, those guys send extra parts. So yeah, but we'll see what I can do. I don't want to take parts of my car because my car's already finished. Otherwise I can go borrow some from there, but I don't think I want to do that, because my fuel injectors and my fuel rail, everything's already finished on my car, and I don't want to pull parts out to finish this one. But I might just go to the hardware, the parts store. They carry a bunch of AA fittings in stock, and see if they have the ends. If they have the ends, I just need a cap and whatever fitting those are, because we gotta use those lines to go to the fuel pressure regulator, and then